Good morning, everybody. So we had a great weekend. My friends Brenda and Jana, husband and wife, all the way from Sweden, the land of IKEA, visited us from Stockholm. They got married just over a year ago now. Married in Berlin, which we went out for. It was a great day, great wedding. Really enjoyed it. All of my other friends were there as well. And for their wedding present, we included in their card a coupon for a free trip to Manchester, all expenses paid, to stay with us. And that was this weekend. So I took Friday off with one of my Doyle days from the US tour. So they flew in on Friday morning, arriving at Manchester Airport at about 9 o'clock. I picked them up, drove them home, we had some breakfast, and then we headed out to Castleton, which is just down the road, and we went for a lovely long 7-mile, about 5-hour walk, where we began at Mam Tor, and then we walked along a ridge across 3 peaks, not the 3 peaks, but across 3 peaks, all the way down into the Castleton village, and then we walked all the way back up to Mam Tor. So that was a long one, 7 miles over 5 hours. You know, they had woke up at about 5 a.m. that day to get to the airport in time for their flight, so they did very well considering they were on a 2.5-hour flight. After which we got home and had some Zad's vegan pizza and burgers and hot dogs and cauliflower wings and some beers. Serena had brought all of that home, which was great because we were very hungry after the long walk. After which we then headed into town for some drinks. We went to a nice craft beer and wine library for some beer and wine, after which we then went to a cocktail bar for some cocktails. So a lot to fit in there for the first day. I put a shout out on social media for people to give me some suggestions of places they could then go and see in Manchester the next day. Thank you, Lee Jones, for getting some suggestions up on Twitter. I dropped them off at the station, they headed into town, and we met up with them later on that day at around 5 p.m. to go and watch the Arsenal-Chelsea game. And then after which we found a restaurant in Spinningfields, Tycoon, for some Thai food and for some more drinks, some more beers, some more cocktails. Food was great. If you haven't been to Tycoon, Thikun, in Spinningfields, I highly recommend it. Very, very nice. Reasonably priced as well. After the dinner, we were so tired. We'd been out late the night before, up early the next day to get them into town so that they could go and do some sightseeing. So after dinner, we did head back home for some beers at the house. We had some gin and tonics, watched All or Nothing, the Manchester City documentary, and then headed into town again on Sunday morning for some brunch. After that, we went for a walk at the reservoirs, which again have gotten so low, I've never seen them like that before. So we did that for a walk and then quickly back to the car, as I had to drop them to Manchester Airport once again for their flight home at about 4:30, 5 p.m. So it was a very good weekend, had a great time, really enjoyed it. Loved seeing both of them and quite proud of the amount of things we got in and the amount of things we did. So that's all good. I do feel like I need to go on a detox this week. I feel like over the course of 2 evenings I drank a lot of alcohol, but in no sense of the word did we binge. We just socialized. We made sure we were having a good time. I just think it's such a nice thing to be able to do. See your friends, treat people to, you know, a small breakaway. I almost have the feeling of having gone away myself, but I didn't even leave home. So a very, very good feeling. That's the first time I've had that amount of time off work in a long time. So I feel well rested. I feel like I have a good positive energy to go in now and try and get a good week under my belt. I'm off on Friday again. It's the last of my days off for being on tour. And I'll be heading down to the south coast for a spot of camping. My mum gave me a my mum gave me a tent that she got off someone. We had to set it up the other day to see if it had all the bits and pieces, which it does. Only one of the pieces is repaired. It was broken, but they've repaired it. It'll stand the test of time for a short while, I reckon. You know, I'm going to use it until it can't be used any longer. But then looking online for some extra camping gear last night, I've seen that you can replace the bit that's broken. The tent's in overall good condition, so maybe just replace the bit that's broken and then we would call it a near perfect condition tent. So yeah, we're going to be using that. We've got an airbed, double airbed. Need to get a pump to pump that up. And I'm looking into buying some camping equipment such as a gas burner for cooking. I'm looking at the dual or the singles. I think I could get 2 singles for a cheaper price than getting a dual burner. Maybe let me know what you think about that in the comments box below. If you own one, if you've got experience of using them, what should I go for? What did you buy if you own one already? So we're probably looking at anywhere in the region of between 20 and 50 pounds, 20 to 60 pounds. But I also want to buy the all-in-one kitchen cutlery and cooking sets, which you can buy for 2 people. You get the pot, the pan, plate, knife, fork, cup. You get all that sort of stuff. And then maybe a table and a couple of chairs, just so we're not sitting on the floor. But that's what I need to be doing this week to get ready for the weekend. Like I said, a 3-day camping trip. It's the first one we'll all do together, so I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully it all goes well. I'd like to be able to do this sort of thing on a whim whenever we want up here. So it's a good experiment, and I'm looking forward to it. I feel it in my toes. Love is all around me, and so the feeling grows. A lucky fan there just got his shirt signed by Riyad Mahrez in front of us. I like seeing the smiles on the fans' faces when the players stop for them. They wait there at the gate, and all they want to do is see their players and get something signed, maybe a picture, and they'll have a good day when that happens, so that's all good. Right, here we are at work. No need to go in and get a coffee because I brought my own today. Had a great weekend. See your friends whenever you can. Have a good time with them and record memories. That's all you got to do. I think that's the key to a happy life. Right, have a good week, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace!